Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Claude and the Banstas. Hope you're all well on this Thursday night. I just want to apologise for last night. I was going to do one at 4 o'clock, but I just didn't. I wasn't feeling too good yesterday, so unfortunately I didn't do it. So anyone that was waiting, I'm really sorry that you was waiting. But we are live now, and we've got Mr. Kenny Ken with us. How you doing, Ken? Hope you're well.
I'm all good. It's been like you know what's happened is that the only good thing to come out of this pandemic is the fact is that we've got wall-to-wall football. Loads of things to discuss. It's not just Arsenal. As much as we feel hard done by about what happened to Wolves, Southampton have got the same sort of complaint as well. But let's face it, they're losing about 6-0 by the time their situation happens. But I think in a cold light today, I have spoken to people who are refs and coaches, and as much as their interpretation was the double jeopardy, they are saying that according to the rules, it was actually a correct decision on both occasions, both at Old Trafford and at Molineux. But I think the situation at Molineux was is that it kind of changed the game in terms of like team talks.
Yeah. We're getting to that in a minute because obviously I'm still fuming, to be honest, Ken. I'm still fuming. It's not often that I you know what I mean, I get on the refs' backs or the VAR's backs or things like that. Look, I was quite what do you call it? I wanted VAR. I wanted VAR because obviously the reason why I wanted VAR, and we'll get into that in a minute, is because of decisions like this. And I will go into that in a minute once we get into it on why I think, VAR will be good and, would have been good if, they get the decisions right. But obviously they didn't. Let's start off, first of all, Ken. Obviously, Arsenal against Wolves. What a fantastic start. First 10 minutes. Saka could have had an hat-trick. And what a first great 44 minutes. It was the best that I've seen Arsenal play for a long while, Ken.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I was very pleased with the performance. I was very excited. The thing that always pleases me the most when I watch teams play is not so much the attacking play, because I think if you're a big club with internationals, you kind of take that for granted. But I like the control we had in midfield, and I like the fact that when Wolves were on the counter-attack, we managed to get out.
Kenny obviously didn't want to speak to us, and he's chucked himself off. You know what I mean? But he will be back. As I said, obviously, what I think it was a fantastic start. Saka looked absolutely phenomenal in them first 10 minutes after just coming back from obviously being a little bit injured. Obviously, let's be real, he could have scored after 40 seconds when he went through. What a lovely sublime ball from Partey. He was absolutely brilliant. Long ball, about 50 yards. Got Saka straight on the attack. And unfortunately, he hits the left-hand post. And straight after that, a couple of more minutes after that, he had another shot on goal when he turned and went straight to the keeper. And then the third chance, just before 10 minutes, obviously he scores the goal with his right foot. And unfortunately, it's been given offside. Sorry, Ken, I was just trying to put something in there while you knocked off.
Yeah, as I was saying before, the first 44 minutes were fantastic. I thought it was the best we've ever played, as we agreed. Mid-defence, we made ourselves very compact, made ourselves difficult for Wolves to get in behind us. Every time, like Neto, Podence, when they try to, put their crosses in like they did at the Emirates, Bellerin made tackles. Also, Cedric made himself difficult to beat, and the defence as well. They were communicating very well with each other, and it was one mistake when we don't stop the pass coming in, and then what happened is we left.
He just doesn't want to talk to us tonight, does he?
Yeah,
he doesn't want to talk to us tonight.
But we left David. We left David goal side on Jose. But when the minute David's the goal side and Jose's in front of him, he's got a bit of pace as well. David was left in no man's land, and I think that's where the problem was, because David, even if he when he goes for him, I always say to defenders all the time, right? And I say it to goalkeepers: if it goes in the box, trust your goalkeeper. Don't touch him, because if you touch him accidentally, you're giving away a penalty. And if there's no man near you, then it could be sending off as well. And at the time, I forgot the double jeopardy law. So I was thinking, yeah, red card all day long. And then all of a sudden, I thought, well, hang on here. Didn't they say 2 years ago, after during the World Cup of 2018, that there'll be the double jeopardy law, that you won't be sent off? And then they all went into semantics for the whole situation. If he attempts to make the ball, i.e. smash Jose, it's a yellow card. But if he doesn't attempt to go for the ball, and even though it's accidental clash of legs, it's going to be a sending off. So you tell me, it's a strange interpretation, but it is the law. But after that,
let me get this super chat in, and then I'll come back at you, Ken. DVS, thank you very much, mate. Hope you're well. It says, kind of robbed. Luiz is done out here. Leno did a Flappy-Yansky. Worst game all season he's had. The subs by Arteta were disgraceful. 2-1 down and takes off our strikers. Are you mad? Oh, to be a Gooner. I will come back at that with the way I'm going to do it in a minute, DVS. But yeah, we'll come back at that. Kenny, my interpretation, right, of this was as in real game time. Yeah, real game time. We was doing a live watch along. I called it as a penalty straight away because obviously it looked like
it was penalty.
He pulled him down, and it looked like a stonewall penalty. And then obviously this is why VAR, in my eyes, was brought in. VAR was brought in so that the referees, if they don't, you know what I mean, I can't get my head around this, Ken. I really can't, right? You look at that, there is nothing Luiz can do, right, apart from what he's doing. He cannot get his body out of the way, his legs out of the way, his knee out of the way, right? Now, I've asked a few people today who doesn't even like football to watch it, and they said, you know, that is never a penalty. He's never a sending off, and they don't even like football. How on earth can you give that as a penalty when the player's foot touches David Luiz's
contact?
knee?
It's contact. Doesn't matter whether it's accident or not. It's contact. You have to give the penalty.
Right.
You have to.
I understand where you're coming from, Kenny. I understand where you're coming from. Obviously, the letter of the law says, you know, if there's contact, whatever, blah, 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 then it's got to be a penalty and things like that. But like any decision in life whatsoever, you can go to court, you can go and see a judge, and sometimes a judge would have compassion or would have common sense and look at the TV and then make his own mind up instead of being told what to do. If you look at it as an instant, let's be real here. You've got ex-football players, and I mean loads of them on Twitter. You've got ex-football players and pundits on the TV. You've got an ex-referee, Peter Walton, coming out saying that if he chucks himself on top of him, basically karate kicks him, punches him, God knows what, he'd only get a yellow card. Yeah, and because he was accidental, he gets a red card. I mean,
but the thing is,
but
they're not talking about the accident. What they
I'm sorry, everyone. I just don't think he wants to talk to me today. But obviously, we've got Claude joining us. How you doing, Claude? Hope you ain't going to jump in and out again.
I cannot believe you're going on about this as being conspiracy or robbed or whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, the law states he's the last man. He's took him down. It's a penalty. It's a red card.
Take him down, Claude, he didn't take him down.
Yeah, but Terry, what you don't understand is he's running behind the guy, yeah?
Yeah.
If he makes contact, he's got to take the responsibility. He's made contact with the guy. He's gone down. Right. Because he ain't gone down on his own, has he? Because he's clean through on goal. He's made contact. He's put him over. It's a penalty. It's a red card because he's the last man. What you got to understand. No, what you got to understand.
Claude, I know that's the law. And now look at these other three pictures that I've got on the screen. Right? The law is, if you look at all them other three things there, the law says that they should be sent off, but they didn't. So why didn't we kick up a fuss about that?
Well, that's down to the referee and made the mistake at the time. I'm saying
that's the law, like you're just saying, Claude. The law says that he should be sent off because he's clipped him. You look at that one on is that Saka, or you look at the one on Xhaka. I mean, they're leg breakers. Why is
hold on, you're not listening. You're not listening, Terry. What I'm saying, those decisions were made at the time were not right. but this referee got it right. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Claude, how can you say that, right, when you've got Peter Walton on BT Sport as an ex-referee saying that if he chucks himself on top of him and brings him down, it's a yellow card? But an accident...
No, hold on. What you got to realise, I don't think they put it properly themselves. What you got to realise, right, what he's trying to say is, right, if Luiz goes in and makes a challenge and trying to win the ball, trying to win the ball, not just go and kick him to pieces. That would have been a red as well. But if he's making an attempt to win the ball, then it's a yellow card. It's still a penalty. What's happened here. If you watch, he's clipped him. Right, you can say it's accidental, maybe, but then he's running around. He's running behind him to cause that accident in the first place and to make the. So it is a definite penalty. Why is it with our fans? Why is it with our fans? Why is it with our fans?
What you're saying is
put out petitions and corruption over. Listen, it was a great first half performance. Yeah, let's talk about the performance and not go over the.
Understand what you're saying is that he intended to do that. Then he intended to put his knee where his foot was to bring him down. That's what you're saying. He intended to do that. Is that what you're saying?
His intention is to stop the guy from going through on goal because he's running behind him.
His intention is that he's running back, Claude. Right, so in future then, right, if I was a manager, right, I would be saying from now on to my players, when we get a corner, let me finish. In that situation, he's got to let it go and let Leno, right? But he has let it go. He hasn't
because he's running behind him and he's clipped him. If he stopped at the time and let Leno do the thing, try and do something, right? He wouldn't have got a yellow. It would have either been saved by Leno or it would have been. It wouldn't have been.
Are you saying to me now, Claude, then, that from now on, what we need to say to our defenders is, if a player goes past you, just leave him, let him go. Don't even try and get back and tackle him. Is that what we're saying now?
Well, exactly. Unless you can get on the right side of the guy and put in a clean tackle, yes. But he's coming from behind. He's got no chance of getting the ball there. He's coming from behind, and he's gone right up to him. Of course, he's going to clip him, and he's going down. It's a penalty. It's a red card. I don't understand. All this corruption, all this bloody fear is all rubbish. Let's take it on the chin. Let's take it on the chin and get on with the next game.
Claude, if you've got ex-professional players that are sitting on the panel saying that should never be a penalty, right? Ex-professionals, they've all come out on Twitter today saying it should never be a penalty. Same as the Southampton one, right? The Southampton one, the FA, what a joke this is. The FA have rescinded the Southampton one only because they were 6-0 down already, right? The reason why they don't want to rescind this one is because they know the referee then has changed the game completely. That's why they won't rescind it. That is the truth of the matter.
No. There's different circumstances here. Different circumstances altogether.
How can it be different circumstances? You've got a player that sort of pushed the player or touched the player with his thigh in the Southampton one, and you've got one in our one where the knee has touched his back foot.
It is different because it is a different circumstance. Let me finish. Different circumstance because Martial actually said himself openly, has come out openly and said it shouldn't have been given. And that is why that decision has been changed. There you go.
Just before I bring Kenny into this, because Kenny's back, we've just got a super chat here from TT Gaming. Thank you very much, mate. He said, if the wall striker is...
I'm surprised Kenny's agreeing with all this conspiracy theory as well, Kenny. You should know better.
We could say the same thing about you. Why is it a conspiracy?
Kenny should know better than this.
Kenny's
Claude,
got his own
Claude, you haven't heard what I said yet?
Hold up. Let me just get this super chat in, boys. If the wall striker in the same position elbowed David in the face, then tripped over his own feet, is it still a red? It's a penalty, never a red. How the hell are people defending that decision? I totally agree with you, TT Gaming. I tell you, because the simple fact is, if this is anywhere else on the pitch, right, it probably ain't even a foul. Let's be real, it probably ain't even a foul. Let's be real, Claude. It's probably only a foul.
It's in the laws of the game. He's in a goal-scoring position. It's a preventing from a goal-scoring position. It's in the laws of the game, and it's a red card. It's in the laws of the game, and the referee has to abide by the laws of the game. Simple.
That is why I wanted VAR to come in for these decisions. So then why did the referee not even go and look at the screen? Why didn't he go and look at the screen? The Southampton one did. He went and looked at the screen and still got it wrong. This referee didn't even go and look at the screen. They said it was a straight red in his ear, and that was it. He was sent off.
Yeah, but listen, if that was at the other end, listen, if that was given to us at the other end, you'd all be appealing for it. You'd all have been appealing for the red. It makes me laugh.
Claude, you've got to use common sense. That's what I'm saying. It does not matter. Like I said, in everyday life, right, you could do something wrong and have to go to court, right? The rules are there when you go to court, but the judge can have compassion and he can have common sense, right? Anyone looking at that can see it's an accident. It's not intentional. He did not mean to bring the player down. The player's foot has touched David Luiz's knee, not David Luiz's knee has touched his foot.
All right, what was Kenny? Kenny, did I get it wrong? Are you... sorry, mate. I thought you was agreeing with Terry on this.
No. What I'm trying to say, right? The letter of the law is, and this is the thing where David Luiz was slightly at fault. The same with Benderek. Every time you tell your defenders, do not make any contact with the player. If the player's gone past you, let him go. Rely on your goalkeeper because one, it's going to be a penalty.
Thank you.
Two, the referee's are going to get a card that. Now, regardless of whether it was accidental or not, contact was made, and David was the last man. Now, obviously, we made an appeal. I hear, and it was a good thing for Arsenal to do. However, you can't overturn that. As Claude says, Martial helped Benderek out. But come on, if this was a situation where it was 1-1 in the last minute or 2-1 in the last minute, Martial would have kept his gob shut. Martial's opened his mouth because of 9-0.
I agree with you, Penny. But I agree with you. But the thing is, I agree with you. But once he has opened his mouth, they're going to overturn it.
He saved him, and that's the argument I've got to say about the scene with Jose and David Luiz. The law says it's contact. David Luiz was probably trying to get out of the way. He was trying to get it out of the way. But if he's made contact, albeit accident or not, it's going to be an infringement. And if it happens in the box, it's a penalty. Doesn't matter if it was accidental or not. Those are the laws. And that's why you always say to defenders, when you lose your man, your last man, leave it to your goalkeeper. Leave it to your goalkeeper. He still had a lot to do, Jose. All right. You know what I mean? Because you had to trust Leno in that situation. I'm not blaming David because I'm not blaming David. But I'm not blaming David. But the law says the decision was correct on both counts. On both counts. What happened at the Man United game is that Dean's given a penalty, and that was it. But what's happened is someone said to Dean, go and look at the screen to see if there was an infringement, to see if he's taking him out without going for the ball. And I think in that respect, Dean's gone and looked at it and he's thought, right, I've looked at it a couple of times. He's thought, right, Benderek had no intention of playing the ball. So that's the same decision as the one with David. Now, as Arsenal fans, when we were watching the Man United game, the first thing you're seeing, right, Benderek's got to go. Because if David's got to go, so does Benderek. We're all saying it. And, finally we got some sort of consistency. You know what I mean? And I can't argue that. In terms of what you're saying about VAR, VAR's here to stay because simple reason is that you can't give players, managers, pundits, and a get-out clause when a team plays badly because VAR is meant to be the equaliser. And in terms of what those two decisions, the ones at Old Trafford and the one at Molineux, they're correct. That's the letter of the law.
Kenny, also, if there wasn't VAR, it would have gone on. It wouldn't have been changed anyway. So
exactly, no, I totally agree with that, Claude, and that's why I'm saying this is why I wanted VAR.
You can't have both things that way.
No, we've got VAR, Claude. We've got VAR for that reason. Why didn't the referee go over and look at the TV screen? Why didn't he do that?
because they were definite about it. They saw it themselves on the only reason they send them to the screen, right, is then when they're not 100% sure themselves. It's like the offside. So you never see the referee go over to the screens for offsides, do you?
Right, so this is what I'm saying then, right? So for me, if that's the case now for all of this, right, if that's a penalty, right, I would be saying as a manager to all my players, on a corner, let the player run behind you, and then you put your foot up and trip over, then that's a penalty. Because if you're giving the David Luiz a penalty, it's a penalty there.
But Terry, managers, this has been happening for day dot. If you remember, do you remember the game about 12, 13 years ago when we played Liverpool in the quarterfinals, when we scored first through Van Persie, and then when Cat ran in the box, and who got the class of Liverpool? I don't know. It was I think it was the Liverpool right back went in the box, and Cat put it in to make it 1-1. And I was saying, right, the last defender, I think it was like Laurent. He couldn't have made a tackle because if he made the challenge, it would have been a penalty. And that's what defenders have been doing for a long time, 13 years. You're taught, when it gets in the box, do not make a challenge. You're not allowed to make a challenge because the minute the guy feels any contact, it's a penalty. Doesn't matter whether it's accident or not. You should be going. If the guy's left you and you got another defender there or the goalkeeper, you've got to trust your goalkeeper because referees are shit hot. They're giving penalties left, right, and centre. Any bit of contact. If you get yourself out of the way and you don't touch him, you've got a reprieve. But any bit of contact you get, even if you don't mean it, it's a penalty. And that's what you have to teach defenders as well. You have to teach defenders, don't be goal side and leave yourself one-on-ones. You need to tell your midfielders to not let the through pass come through, because when you let the through pass come through, your defender's one-on-one. He's got no protection. He's at the mercy of pace. That's where the mistake was made. That's what we should do. We should never have allowed. Was it Neves to make that pass, or was it Martina that made that pass? We should never. David should never have gotten a one-on-one situation, goal side on Jose. That is the real crux of the problem. Look, everything else is relative.
Ken, I know what you're saying. That obviously, if we would have got to the ball and closed it down quicker and things like that, I've not got a problem with any of that, right? I've not got a problem with any of that. What I'm saying, sure, is that common sense should prevail here. That's what should happen. If the referee goes over to the screen, and I'll tell you what, AA, and I've been calling it for years and years and years, right, is that referees should be accountable for it after the game. They should have to be interviewed and then show the replays and then ask why they have given that decision. You can't do
that. You can't do that, Tel. The reason why referees are there to referee games. How their performance is not judged by you or me. The people who have got to explain themselves are the players and the managers. That's what they're for. The referee, if at the end of the day, you say it was a controversial decision, not one of the referees at Stockley Park went in the ear of the referee and said, right, go and have a look at the screen. They didn't, because they agreed with the decision. The only reason why he would have gone at the screen is if someone at Stockley Park said, look, can you have a look at it again? The penalties are definite, but can you look at the red card again? They didn't ask it to do that. They stuck with him. That's why he didn't go to the big screen. The situation at Old Trafford was Dean was asked to go to the screen because Dean didn't want to give it for sending off. He gave him a yellow card initially, remember? Yeah. And it's only when Dean went to the screen and he saw that by the letter of the law that bellerin made no contact, that he changed his mind. Now he's going to change his mind as well because Martial's helped him out. But the letter of the law is Dean was right by his interpretation. The same thing at Molineux was right situation. But the thing about it is that there were two mistakes leading up to that situation, which we've got to kind of eradicate. Because either way, whether it was a sending off or not, we still can't escape the fact that that no one was picking up the pass, no one was pressing, and we were left with a 1-on-1, and that led to an equaliser. That is what Arteta needs to look at the training ground.
All right, because apart from that, the signature saying, Claude, I hope you're well. It was a definite red and a disgusting decision. KK, Kenny Ken, did you watch the boxing mod panorama? Hope you are good, Tel.
Hold on, he said it's a definite red, but a disgusting decision.
I know. I don't know which way he's. I don't know what's. He's obviously got mixed up with his words there. I don't know if he means it's a definite red, but a disgusting decision. Send him off, or maybe he can come back and let us know. Signature exactly what you mean, mate. TT Gaming saying David Luiz did not make contact with the striker. The striker made contact with him. Am I going blind? Is that not what happened? I totally agree with you, TT. I totally agree with you.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Let me finish, and then you can come in. But everyone else is saying that's the letter of the law, right? That's what I'm saying. The letter of the law, I agree with. If you touch them and they go down, it's a definite red. But the striker made contact with David Luiz's leg. I totally agree with you. And if you watch the replays, if you rewind it back just a little bit before that, he actually, I think, stumbles across his own feet before his foot comes back again and touches David Luiz's leg. This is what the argument is. His leg touches David Luiz. David Luiz, all he's doing is running back. He did not try and make contact with the player. He didn't want to make
contact. Come on, Terry. Come on. Come on, Terry. Terry, come on. Of course he's trying to make contact. Why is he running after him for? Listen, Terry, listen. Of course, if your friend, if someone's coming up to me, someone's coming running up to me, he did it and goes right close up. It means he's trying to get a contact on his back of his leg, isn't he? So don't give me all that shit. Once the guy is up to him like that, he's going to make contact one way or the other. Whether it's accidental, it's going to happen. So he's taken him down and he's stopped him from a scoring opportunity. It's a red card. It's the law in the laws of the game. It's a red card and it's a penalty. Why can't we just get on with it, mate? It's just incredible. We're making this up. There's no argument here.
What do you mean there's no argument? What do you mean there's no argument? There's a lot of people that are angry about this.
The reason we're angry, right, is because we played. No, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is with our fan base. I'll tell you what it is with our fan base. I'll tell you what it is with our fan base. If we was 3-0 up, no one would make it, and 3-0 up, and we took our chances. No one would even complain about it. No one would complain about it.
It's common sense. This is what I'm saying. Why do we have to agree with what you're saying and what Lee Gunner's saying? What I'm saying is my opinion. I don't think it's a red card. I don't think it's a penalty, because if you look at it at the replays, common sense will tell you, like all the ex-players are saying, like the ex-referees are saying, that are coming out and saying it's not a penalty, it's not a sending off. So why have we all got to agree with yous? Why?
All right, can I cut him in, Terry? Let me say, Terry, I hear what you're saying, but the thing about it, right, is that the reason why we do have VAR, and we do is because of the accountability. Now, that decision is open to interpretation. Now, if that happened to us at the Emirates, right, I know for a fact Arsenal fans will be screaming and shouting. They'll be calling about inconsistency because they've seen a clear chance when aubameyang or Pepe or any Saka, any player that we pacey player, it could be even Lacazette. I swear you not, if Lacazette was if the say Bowley was goal side of Lacazette and he was going in, we wouldn't have cared if Bowley's clipped him accidentally or Lacazette's gone into him. We would be baying for a penalty, and we would have been annoyed if we didn't get the penalty. Not only would have that, we would have been waving our arms out and asking for a red card, not because we're biased or not. It's because that is how we interpret the law, and that's how it's been interpreted to us. So you can't have it both ways. The situation is the situation as well. Are we going to live? Are we going to look at the Wolves result? Are we going to think about Villa and about the next 15 games afterwards? Because we got to remember one thing, right? Good things came out of this match. The good things was that first half performance. Exactly. That was brilliant. The other good thing was that when we went down to 9 men, we made ourselves difficult to beat. Now Wolves were complicit in that because they had the 3 points. They haven't been playing well, and they haven't had much luck. So what they did is they got the points, put it in a safe, locked it in the key, and walked out the back.
Having said that, I think Wolves didn't really push it because of.
No, didn't. But we showed discipline.
They safeguarded the points, and we couldn't really do anything more than.
But he doesn't. Even so,
I agree with you. I agree with you, Ted. What I'm saying, Kenny, we should all concentrate on that first 44 minutes and get on with, rather than keeping that in our heads that we were this, doing that, we were that, with that. Get on with it. It's 3 points. We've lost the game. Let's get on with the next game, win the next game, and see how we go, right? Because at the end of the day, right, we can't be dwelling on all this conspiracy theories, all this crap. People, other fan bases are taking the piss out of us for this now.
So we can't dwell on it, but what we're dwelling on is that we was 15th about 2 months ago, right? Because that's all people still do that Arteta at, and that we're all crap, and we're just
nothing to do with Arteta.
It's all right when you go on about, we was 15th. Oh, you know what I mean? We're having a relegation battle, but because something that's happened, that's an incident that some of us do believe is an injustice, right? It's an injustice. Yeah. We're not allowed to do that, so we've all got to just sit back and say it's all right, Claude and Lee.
No, it's not about Arteta. Why are you bringing Arteta into this? Why are you bringing Arteta to this?
I'm saying, I gave you an example. You're saying that we should move on and not dwell on it. Well, let's not dwell on that. We was 15th about 2 months ago. We're not there anymore. We're hopefully we're on the up. So why ain't everyone excited?
Also, by the way, that's only because our team's got games in hand as well. Anyway, we won't go into that. We won't go into that. We shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. That's where I look at it. Never mind, because this team is good enough.
We're not going to bring that up, are we, Claude? We're not going to talk about that anymore. We're going to look forward.
I say we shouldn't have been in that. We shouldn't have been in 15th in the first place with the squad we got.
But no, but I'm saying we're not going to dwell on that, are we? We're going to look forward at Aston Villa now because we've got a big game, haven't we?
No, but the first half performance was very encouraging, and that's why we should be concentrating on that game, on the game on Saturday. Forget all that now. It's gone. It's 3 points gone. It ain't going to hurt us anyway. We're not going to get top 4 anyway, even if we'd have won the fucking game, right? So we ain't going to get top 4. So look, listen, at the end of the day, we get on to Villa, get our momentum going, have a good run in the Europa League, and who knows what can happen? Who knows? If we keep going about conspiracy petitions, I'm hearing, what is this fan base? We're coming a laughing stock. Bloody petitions now. Petition.
We've been a laughing stock for ages. We've been a laughing stock for ages. Some of our fan base was getting ready and buying their tickets for a relegation parade 2 months ago. Let's be real about it. There was a lot of fans out there saying that we was in a relegation battle and having a relegation party and buying their tickets for it. Let's be real. The reason why people were and about this game and that is because of how great we was in that first 45 minutes. It was the best we've been for a while. For a while. Do you know what I mean?
Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Rather than dwell on this shit.
Against us, we would have got 3 points. Let's be real.
You're not to know that. Not to know, and I'm not being funny. Even with 11 men on the pitch in that second half, we weren't going to stop that unstoppable shot from what's the player's name again? Matinho. We weren't going to stop that, was we? Even with 11 men. So you can't say that whether we were 10 men or 11 men. Sometimes it's harder to beat 10 men than to beat 11. So you can't really say that. The worst one was the idiot, that goalkeeper. I don't know what he was doing, playing basketball and getting a red card. And even people want to defend him on that as well. Jesus Christ. Oh.
No, we've got another super chat here from DVS. He said the pen and red. Was it DVS? It wasn't DVS who said that other one earlier, was it? It was someone else. The pen and red doesn't matter. It was 1-0 at half time, I think he says there. And Arteta subbing was awful and cost us the match. We lost our mojo in the second half. You could say
that. Why did he take Lacazette off? I said at
the time the reason why he took Lacazette off is because we had 2 players in Pepe and Saka that have got legs on the wings that can come close.
But Lacazette, you could have played 4-4-1. Yeah, you could have played 4. Yeah, you could have played 4-4-1, and you could have played Lacazette holding up the ball up front. Yeah, why did he take? He could have either took Smith Rowe off, or he could have took, because Smith Rowe wasn't, you know, you could have took him off, or you could have took someone, or even Granit Xhaka or anyone, but you could at least get 4 and then line 4-4-4-1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. And obviously, if he would have done that, we would have won, wouldn't we?
No, look, Tell. It's not a situation.
We might have got some sort of result.
No, but we would have won. That's what I'm saying. We can't.
No, it's not. Tell.
The way that I said it is that obviously it's wrong. But if we say, like Claude or Lee or someone like that says it, then obviously we would have won.
It's not about that. Tell. Calm down. Tell. This is what all these debates are for. It's all about situations. It's not about us. The most important people at the football club are the players. We're just cheerleaders. We do it differently. All we got is different coloured pom-poms. You know what I mean? Different coloured pom-poms, but we support the same club. All I'm saying is that he could have done it a different way. You know, he could have taken Smith Rowe up, and then what we could have done is that we could have played longer passes through Xhaka and Pepe, and that could have enabled Lacazette to hold the ball. Like we could have got our runners on. So in that respect, Claude's got a point. That's not a dig at Arteta, but by keeping Smith Rowe on the field, I hear what you're saying. You've got a runner, you've got somebody who changes defence and attack, but you've got no fulcrum. And that's all we're saying. And that's all we're saying is there was no fulcrum. It's not a dig at Arteta. It's just that we don't agree with his decision. And that's the situation.
Off 10.
Yeah.
I said Smith Rowe. No, what I said was actually.
That's you with it.
No, it's not me. What I actually said was, I understand why he took Lacazette off to start off with, but the second sub, I think it was Pepe, wasn't it? He took off.
In terms of we're still in the game at 1-1. Oh, and even at 2-1, when they score straight up, we're in the 47th minute. All I'm trying to say is that Smith Rowe became a luxury player, and it wasn't Lacazette, it became a luxury player. Because what's happened is that the reason why we're saying this is because he's now brought aubameyang on, so he must have realised that we were missing that fulcrum up front. Because if he say he didn't bring off Lacazette, we'd have had that fulcrum, and maybe aubameyang could have been rested for Saturday. That's all we're saying. I don't agree with in terms of decision for the tactical reasons. Nothing to dig at him. I think it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because when Wolves went 2-1 up, they were difficult to beat. But what's happened is that he didn't give us another option in terms of how we play, whether we play how we are playing through the middle on the counter attack or playing a longer pass. You can't, if you don't have a centre forward to hold the ball up, you can't have plan B, which is a longer pass. That's all I'm saying.
No. All I'm saying is that obviously I understood why he took Lacazette off, because I thought the two winners could have then, which are a lot, got a lot more legs than Lacazette, let's be honest, that can run up and down the wings, Pepe and Saka, that would help out with the legs thing. With the Pepe situation, I thought he got it wrong. I think he should have took Smith Rowe off, because he looked like he was lacking in fitness again. And a lot of people keep going on about, obviously, why is this young lad of only, 18, 19? 20, why can't he play 90 minutes?
But that's where a lot of us. But the situation is that you're saying after it, the first substitution should have been Smith Rowe. It shouldn't have been the second one. That was the first substitution should have made. That's all what I'm saying, because you need fulcrum. Yeah. You know what I mean? We didn't need an extra midfielder. We needed to release a midfielder and try and play a longer pass. That's all I'm saying from a tactical point of view, because that was the only thing was on, because Wolves had the extra man, and we couldn't match them for midfield. And you're doing that without an attacker and someone hold the ball up.
Kenny, that's just down to interpretation, isn't it? Because obviously you see the game different to how I see the game different. So what I'm trying to say is, just because someone else says, oh, if he would have done this, doesn't mean it would have been the right decision. Doesn't mean we would have won. Doesn't mean, we could have lost. There's loads of hypotheticals that we could have done or we could have done. It doesn't mean it's the right one. That's all I'm trying to say.
Look, I totally agree, but the situation is, right, it's good to have a debate, but we haven't talked about Pele's brilliant goal. We haven't talked about that. We haven't even talked about the second situation, Leno's Russia blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because other incidents, because a football match happens, but we're only going on about one incident because we lost the match.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was the main topic of the show tonight, and obviously what the FA have said and done. The two super chats here got Jack Wiggins. He said, "Wolves fan here. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Thanks for coming over and joining us. Really appreciate it." He said, "Wolves fan here. We had a similar decision go against us, and the ref got both reds right for me. If David Luiz wasn't a walking disaster, we still have Jimenez, and you'd have 3 points." Listen, look, I'm no lover, Jack. I'm no lover of David Luiz, and Kenny and Claude would tell you that. I didn't want him in this squad whatsoever. But to be honest, what he done yesterday for me is an accident. It's an accident. Your player touched his leg. It's the truth. If you watch it, it's the truth.
But it still brings him down. It still brings him down, which is a penalty and a red card.
Right, okay. It's a penalty and a red card.
Because he's running behind. If he's running, he's going to make contact. He's going to cause the contact, isn't it? So every other player can go and then trip up and say, "Oh, it was his fault," or "It's not my fault."
Exactly. So what we need to do?
If he would have left Leno to do it, stood back and let Leno to make the save, and if it doesn't go, it goes. We still have 11 men, whatever, on the pitch. It's clumsy. It's clumsy what he done. I'm sorry, and this is it's
your opinion.
David Luiz all over. It's David Luiz all over.
Listen, if I really thought that it was his fault, I would have gone absolutely mental over David Luiz because I can't stand him. I don't think he's a good player. I don't think he should be in the squad. I think Gabriel. But what do we always say? If you play in the game and you've done a great game, then you deserve to keep the shirt. And he's done that for the last 4 or 5 days.
It is his fault because he's on the wrong side of the guy, and he shouldn't be. Once he's on the wrong side, he shouldn't be attempting to do that. So that's it. He should have stopped his tracks and let bang.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So in future, then that's what we need to advise our defenders. Then, isn't it? As soon as a player goes past you,
this is not the first time he makes. It's not the first time he makes a stupid error. And this is.
I'm not saying that's the first time. Listen, he makes loads of stupid errors, but for me, that wasn't an error. It was an accident.
It's an error because he's on the wrong side of him. He's on the wrong side of the player there.
PT Gaming saying, why do we as fans think we know better tactically than the manager? Nothing Arteta does will be good.
Yeah. Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Yeah,
all fans. What's his name again?
Sorry.
TT Gaming.
Let me tell you something now. All fans come in all shapes and sizes. Some fans have watched the game, only watched the game for a year. Other fans, like me and Claude, watch for 40 years. Now, if you watch the game as long as us, we're not stupid. We do know it because we've watched the game and watched other bits of football. We do know about 4-4-2 and formation, the offside law, and we do know we could tell a good player when we see them. A lot of us, most football fans, are frustrated footballers. Most football fans have a knowledge of the game, a good knowledge of the game, not as qualified. We don't. As qualified as Arteta or anyone in the coaching team, but we're not idiots. We do know the game inside out. There's some fans who just watch the game because their dads take them or their mums take them, or because they go with their boyfriend or they go with their girlfriend. We come in all shapes and sizes, but to just say that we're just stupid idiots and suggest that we're stupid idiots, that we don't know nothing about the game, that all we do is all we know is the players, and we know that you kick one half downhill and the other half uphill. I think you're doing football fans injustice when you're saying that they can't have an opinion on what the manager's progress, a player's ability, or the direction that the clubs are taking tactically. Because we're not stupid. We don't just watch Arsenal. We watch other clubs. We watch Liverpool. We watch Bayern Munich, watch Barcelona, we watch Juventus, we watch Liverpool, and we see how they play, and we think, well, hang on, this is the tactics, and these are the formations, these are the methods these successful managers are using. Why not use them at Arsenal? Because we say that we've got good enough players, and if we haven't got good enough players, we get the right DNA in order that we can play like these clubs who have a blueprint for success. So it's
Put that Taddy one back on.
We're all within our rights to challenge the manager. We're not trying to say we're better, but we're not going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, Arteta's right because he's got more qualifications. That's lazy. That's lazy.
What does Taddy say? What's Taddy saying? Come on, read it out, please, for me.
Taddy said, Claude, you now sound like Peter Walton, using Luiz's reputation to judge him and not the actual situation. I am not crazy about Luiz, but use the actual situation to judge him and not his past.
That's what a ridiculous and stupid comment. What a ridiculous comment to make. I'm judging him on what he done yesterday. All right, I'm not talking about reputations. I couldn't care less reputation. Right, he done exactly what he normally does. Right, nothing to do with reputation. If he does the same thing again, it don't matter about his fucking reputation because he's done it. I can't believe this crap. But Taddy, sometimes you do my bloody head in. Jesus Christ.
Right, let's move on from that. Look, we've all got different opinions on it. We all see the game different, and that's great. That's why, we can have a debate about it and whatever. I mean, obviously, Claude and Kenny, they're going with the fact that the law is the law. That's it. You have to uphold the law. All I'm trying to say is sometimes no matter what situation it is, in all different law, if you go up against a judge, sometimes they will have compassion, sometimes they will have their common sense, look at it and assess the situation.
Hold on. This law's been out for a while, yeah? This law, but the double, what people don't understand, the double jeopardy law only exists if a player is trying to win the ball. That's the only way this law, I keep hearing people say, what's happened to this double jeopardy law? It only applies when you're trying to win the ball, the ball, yeah? The only time it works. So I don't understand why people keep going on about double jeopardy and nonsense. Anyway.
The thing is, for me, like I said with Kenny at the start, is that obviously VAR is new technology. These laws are like dinosaur laws, and they need to come up now with the game. They need to all be renewed, in my eyes.
Why?
Go to FIFA then. Go to FIFA. Don't go to VAR. Go to FIFA.
Why, Terry? Terry, can I just ask you a question? Sorry. I'll tell you what. All right, let me ask you a question. Why aren't we having problems with VAR in France? Why aren't we having problems with VAR in Germany? Why aren't we having problems in La Liga? Why aren't we having problems in Italy? It's because in this country, there's too many controversy, and it's because a lot of football fans do not like change. They wanted, they were all for, they were all for referees getting help because they felt that certain controversial decisions where referees were making mistakes needs to be eradicated. So we've got this technology that, by the way, cricket have had for 25 years before us, i.e. the third umpire. Yep. And then they had DRS.
American football.
TRS, tennis have Hawkeye.
Yep.
Every other sport has technology except for precious football.
I agree with that.
Because a lot of people in football are precious. We've now got this beautiful technology, and because it's spoiling our game or because it's not giving us the decisions we want, it's an issue. No, it's not the issue. Maybe the issue is the referees. And because the problem we have in this country is that too many referees are put under considerable pressure, not by fans, not by players, not by managers. Just it's bloody people like us on this debate show and people on Sky BT second guessing them, and that's why they make mistakes because no one accepts the decision. They everything. You could have the greatest technology, right? And if it doesn't tell you what you want to hear or interpret what you want to see, we get rid of it. The handball law this season, where we all fell up at defenders cheating by blatantly handing the ball, and then all of a sudden, I didn't mean it. Then all of a sudden, we had this thing where it had to be near your bicep, lower than your bicep. So we started giving handball. What happened? Oh, you can't do that. That's not fair, blah, blah, blah. They went and changed it under pressure. Can you see where I'm coming from? We're never going to get... Let me finish. You're never going to get decisions right in this country until fans, pundits, players, newspapers and TV shows on Sky BT and all these shows on ESPN and these podcasts just back the fuck off and let the referees do their jobs and we might get the decisions right. The reason why the referees our interpretation, because you won't let it go. You won't accept the new technology. Accept it.
But the thing is, it's that the referees, they're the problem, Kenny. They're the problem because you've got some referees like Peter Walton one day saying that it is a definite red card, and then the next day or the next program saying, well, if he chucked himself at him and basically manhandled him, he would have only got a yellow card.
Come on, he's got Peter Walton.
Ex-players sitting there. You've got ex-players sitting there like Rio Ferdinand, who was a fantastic defender, and I can't remember who the other one was. They're saying, you know what I mean? They're laughing at him, basically saying, well, how can that be the law? How can that be the law? How can you jump on someone and then literally bloody manhandle him and it only be a yellow card?
He must have got that wrong because he must. Hold on a minute. Let me speak here a minute. Right. If he said that, that's wrong because if you actually do that, what he just said, it's not attempting to win a ball, is it? So I don't know where the interpretation is.
I'm telling you what he said.
That's wrong. But I'm trying to say, because if you don't, the only way you can get a yellow card is if you're attempting to win a ball. If you go and shove someone, and that's violent conduct, so it's a red card. So who's come out with this shit? If he said that,
the ex-referee on BT Sport, the ex-referee sitting there live on TV.
Well, he may the way he said it must be wrong because otherwise that can't be right.
So he's got to be wrong. He's got to be wrong.
The only way that you can get a yellow card is if you're attempting to win. If you go and attack someone like you're just saying, you're not going to get a fight. That's not winning the ball. Trying to win the ball, is it?
I was slightly exaggerating there, Claude, when I said he's going to go a man-hand. What I'm saying is, if he chucks himself at him to try and win the ball, knowing that he's never going to get anywhere near him, and absolutely axe him down, that's only a yellow card.
This is where you're all getting me mixed up, that muddled up, right? Because I never heard what he said. Right? If he's attempting to win the ball, he's attempting to win the ball, isn't he? Whatever way you look at it, it's the interpretation of how he attempts to win the ball, isn't it? That's all he's saying. I thought you said the way you put it, as if you could just push someone and manhandle them and get I
was slightly exaggerating there, Claude. I admit I was wrong there. I didn't think you'd take it that way. But what I'm saying is, if he basically tried to hack him down, by trying to win the ball, he would have only got a yellow card. This is what the problem is that I don't think you understand, is that a referee, an ex-professional referee, is actually saying that if he would have hacked him down trying to go for the ball, he would have only got a yellow card. But accidentally, his knee touched the other player's foot. Accidentally. He did not intentionally mean to do it. And he gets a red card.
But it's not. It can be called accidentally or whatever you want. But once you put yourself next to the guy, you're intending that him to hit you anyway. So he's going to go down. So there's no arguing about it. It's a penalty. It's a red card. No argument.
There was a question earlier on, right? Because obviously I asked you earlier on, and I can't remember who it was. Sorry, whoever it was, but I've just remembered it. It's come to my head, right? So basically, what we're saying is now, in case that happens in future, if a striker goes past a defender, are we now saying that the defender must stop and let him just run through?
Yes, 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 you should, because you want to give away a penalty. It's going to be a penalty.
The question then was, what if Leno saves it and then it comes back out? So if that defender's now stopped to let this striker through, what are we supposed to do now then? Because then
Terry, you're doing it literally.
I've seen players on one yellow card do that when they're They won't attempt to do it because they know they're on one yellow card already. So
hold up. Well, I think what we do, I've only got a little bit of time left, boy.
Read your super chat. Read the super chat.
That's what I was about to say. We've got three of them, I think.
Read them.
Stephen says, under the letter of the law, it's a penalty and a red. As harsh as it is, the refs are all awful, and some decisions go for and against us. We can criticise us fans as we follow and watch the game. We are not stupid. I agree with that, Stephen. And he said it's the referees using the VAR, not the technology. Exactly. The technology now, that's what it's there for, to stop these decisions. Because like I said, if you go back a few years ago when we didn't have the technology, you know, first of all, our first thing, what we see, like I see, like everybody else probably see, was it's a definite pen. But now we've got the VAR, we've got the technology now to look back at it and absolutely make a right decision. But we ain't. That's what I'm saying. And now TT came in again. He's put, Kenny, no one called you stupid or an idiot. I am as old as you. Watch football as long as you. Your voice, your opinion, and I voice mine. The difference is I pay for it.
That's a good one.
That's good. That's a good one.
I'm speechless. I've got nothing to say to that.
I love that. Well done.
I love that one as well.
Right, let's move on, boys. Let's move on. Let's talk about Aston Villa then quickly coming up the weekend. Ken, what are your thoughts and feelings about it, mate?
You know what? This is so. That's why this season's beautiful. You know that.
Sorry.
Oh, Terry, come for air. Oh, just have a break and let me talk for that. But seriously, in terms of the Aston Villa game, right? If you told me last week when they beat Southampton and they played that beautiful, they've got on a nice bit of run, that they were going to get turned over by West Ham, who, by the way, are playing out their skids.
Yeah,
I'd have thought, what are we going at? Because when I look at the game, it's a 50-50 game. In terms of like Aston Villa, where we can hurt Villa is that they don't have a defensive midfielder. Everyone's a ball player in that side. Douglas Luiz, a ball player. McGinn, a ball player. Then you've got Grealish, you've got Barkley, then you've got El Ghazi, you've got Watkins, all ballers, man. And that's where they've probably got a soft underbelly, where basically we got to stop them from playing. I know it's not going to be the way fans are going to like it. It's not going to be like beautiful play. But if you let all of those people look up and get on the ball, get down that left-hand side, we're going to get murdered. So we have to put blockers on Villa and then hit them on the break. If we can stop Villa from making those passes and hit them on the break, then good things will happen for us in this game. But obviously we've got selection situations. I'm going to put a question to the panel, but I'm going to say, right, obviously Rumours playing. Obviously Gabriel's going to be playing instead of Luiz. We've got a conundrum. Who's our front three? Because I'm telling you now, this is my opinion. We can't leave out Pepe, because if we leave out Pepe, he's going to go back to his bad old ways, tentative, making the wrong decisions. He's now got to run a games where he's playing well. Now, I've been critical of the lads, but he's playing well. I want to go to continuity. We can't leave out Saka. And we can't leave out Lacazette because he's been playing well. And we can't leave out Smith Rowe. So you know where I'm getting at there. I'm going to bottle this decision. I'm going to leave it to you two. What do you do with a problem called aubameyang?
For me, I don't think you can change the side at the moment. I think that first 45 minutes for me, Kenny, was absolutely fantastic. And I would not change the side. Obviously, we've got to change the side because obviously David Luiz ain't going to be in and Leno ain't going to be in. So obviously the
front three. The front three
has got to be as it was. I would not change it. Apart from, as I said, Gabriel comes in for David Luiz, and hopefully Matt Ryan will be back for the game on Saturday. That will be my team. Well, and hopefully Tierney will be back, Kenny, and I will change Tierney back to left back.
What's Claude think?
We are in a desperate situation where
you know what? We've got Claude thinking out to think there, because normally he's bang on it, bang bang.
No, I'll let you speak. We've got a situation there where we're rushing the keeper, even though he's not fully fit, and not having any trust, and don't say what it does to the confidence of Runnison anyway.
Runnison, when he come on, to be fair, he made
exactly. But what does that good? What good does it do when the manager goes out and say, "Well, we're really trying to get Ryan fit for"? It just completely devalues what Runnison was doing on when he did come on, and it don't do his confidence much good either. But anyway, I won't go into that too much. I'd say I wouldn't play aubameyang. No, I wouldn't play aubameyang. I'd play what we were playing. Apart from you just switch Gabriel into Luiz's position and keep it as it is. I think Tierney should be fit, shouldn't he? By then, Tierney will be fit. Should be fit. Is he fit? Ready to
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
If he is, I'd play. I'd switch Cedric to right back and play Tierney left, or I would. because last time Bellerin played against Villa, we all see what happened. It was a total mess, wasn't it? A wreckage. I would, but if not, we'll have to go with Bellerin and hope for the best and Cedric. I just leave it as it is. I wouldn't. I don't know what it is, but is Smith Rowe started to tire a little bit? I don't know. I don't know about you, Kenny. What do you think? Do you think he's starting to tire a little bit? Needs a break?
I think so, but I think the thing is he's playing so well. And he's so central to us on the counter attack in terms of that. He's so quick with his brain and his passing that he can get us to change their tempo with just one pass.
Yeah.
And at the moment, he's so vital to that because there isn't any other player on the side at the moment who's actually doing that. I'm sure there's players capable of doing that, but obviously Willian hasn't done it at all. But maybe Odegaard could be that sort of player who could change the pace game. I've seen clips of him when he was at Sociedad and Vitesse Arnhem. And you know what? Don't laugh, guys, right? But it just reminds I look at him and I think, Jesus Christ, we've got a Scandinavian Mesut Ozil on our hands in terms of the way he plays. Not in terms because they're both the way they play, the way they pass the ball, and the way they look at the bigger picture. I think, Jesus Christ, don't let me down, man. Because when I saw Mesut Ozil play, I fell in love with him. When I was watching him for his country and everything, I thought, I can't wait for him to come. And I don't want to fall in love with this guy because when I see that left foot, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I'd keep it roughly the same, but I wouldn't bring Aubameyang back in. No, I wouldn't. I would keep it as it is. I think, I would actually keep it as it. But there are good signs for that Saturday. I'm looking at Villa. They're very well. They're not. They're there to be taken. West Ham done really well against them, didn't they? Overnight. And Martinez is starting to show a bit of nerves. A bit. It looks like he's. I don't know what's happened, if he's got complacency in him or not. But he should have. There were 2 bad errors on the other night. 2 awful errors. So we've got a situation as Arsenal's number 3. It could be Arsenal's number 3 at one end and Arsenal's number 2 at the other end. Yeah. On Saturday. So it should be interesting. I think I'm confident if we can play that like the first 45 minutes against Wolves, I think we can get a result. But the thing is, Villa are a better team than Wolves, and then a little bit better confidence-wise than Wolves at the time as well. So it'd be interesting to see.
Claude, I think at the moment, I think they've lost 2, so I think their Reds are going to be down at the moment. Villa.
They beat Southampton last week, and then they lost to West Ham. So
was it the week before? Was when they lost? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but I think with Aston Villa as well.
What's in our favour at the moment is that it seems to be a lot of away wins becoming. I mean, I couldn't even believe yesterday Liverpool losing to Brighton at home as well.
Oh, man.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. They've just won 2 big away games, play at home to Brighton, and it's gone against them. So
yeah, they played the Brighton's hands club then. Brighton had
There's no crowds has really turned this season into it's crazy, isn't it? With there's no crowds.
More exciting football, though, Claude. More exciting football.
Yeah. And you know what?
I don't think there's been any in-between games, any in-between performances, Ken. I think they've either been really boring, like the 0-0s, or really exciting. There's no sort of in-between this season.
I think one of the things we've learned, and it saddens me as well, because I've got a good friend of mine who's a Fulham fan. He's like my brother and everything. Teams like Fulham and Sheffield United, I'm sad to say it, right, is that they're running out of games. They're playing well, they're doing all right. But if you look at it, how many wins? They've only won twice this season.
Sheffield United
and Fulham twice each this season. That's not good. That's
they've won 3, no?
Well, I've got to go, man, because my throat's going a bit.
No, Sheffield won only 3 games this season, and Fulham have only won 2.
Oh yeah, and West Brom have only won 2.
Yeah, so not too funny, right? As badly as inconsistent as Newcastle, as much as Newcastle fans want Bruce out, Newcastle still got that firepower to keep him in a job. Sorry, Newcastle fans who want him sacked. Claude, are you all right, man? We stay for a little bit more because Terry's going to be done in a minute anyway.
Can you give a link to Taddy? Wants to put his
I did.
word.
I sent it to him.
Just stay for a better fit more, and mute your mic because I don't think you'll get a word in edgeways with Taddy anyway.
Oh.
Go for 10 more minutes, boys, because obviously I need to get off and have a quick.
Yeah, of course, mate. Quick what?
A quick dinner before I go on for the live watch-along.
Well, I was gonna buy you takeaway, but you're indecisive. So you didn't tell me when you wanted a kebab or pizza. You
still owe me that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, takeaway.
Kenny, by the way, have you had a haircut, mate? Who's cut your hair?
I haven't had a haircut. You see the back of it? I haven't cut my hair since March. I'm receding, mate. You said you was wearing. No, what made me think of that is because you normally have your hat on, that just cover it. Not at all. You know what's happened. I've been told I look like an old age pensioner hoodie or an old age pensioner roadman, and you know what I mean. So I think you always tell people to be bald and proud. I might as well be receding hairline and proud.
83.
Hey Terry, why is everyone saying big up Terry like you're an endangered species? You're getting bullied by these two Arteta hats. What's all that about?
Well, they know it, don't they? I've sent it, Taddy. I've sent it the link. I've sent it 3 times, so I don't know why.
Have you sent it to his Twitter? You sent it to his Twitter?
Yeah.
What is WhatsApp?
He hasn't gone on there on my Twitter. Tell him to go on my messages.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send it on.
All right, you're going to send it by pigeon, by the sounds of it.
No, he's probably going to send it now.
I have sent it to him, but he hasn't looked. I sent it 3 times now. So let's get some comments in quickly. Chris has said, "Heads up, always against. Heads are always up against us, Terry." Bertrand said, "Kenny's got the Sadio Mane airline." Laughing me arse off.
Hey, have you seen? It's like more like Javinho, you mean?
You'd like to have had his money, though, Ken?
Well, to be honest, Javinho wasn't that bad a player. Only that we lost a bit of patience with him. Because look what he did in Italy, and it is Serie A. And Eden Hazard still says that he's the best. Still says that Javinho's the best player that he's ever played with. Get Terrell takeaway, please, and sign him up for counselling?
Cancelling,
yeah. The thing is, how can you cancel someone who generally believes that we got the God's gift to coaching? You can't help Terry when he's thinking that, can you? You could.
Listen, Kenny, don't forget, you thought we had the God's gift with Emery. So there you go. You wanted to keep him, son.
Yeah, but he was a well-renowned coach, though. And he won things in Europe for his club.
I told you wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have it.
You didn't give enough time, though. You didn't give enough time. I can argue.
Just like you wouldn't have what's his name in the boxing. Oh.
Who's that? Oh, Tyson Fury. You're not right about Arteta. You are not right about Arteta. We've still got time. I hope you're right about Arteta. I really do, because if you're right about Arteta, we'll be playing Leipzig in the Champions League next season.
Well, hopefully, mate. You never know. You never know. Arsenal Maniac saying Kenny Ken touches his head time and time again for no reason. Just so he can flex his muscles.
Too right.
I sent it by WhatsApp. Can you tell him?
We sent it by WhatsApp. We sent it by Twitter. I don't know. Is he still on it? I don't know. He hasn't even read mine.
I sent it by WhatsApp to him.
I think he's gone.
Well, you're gonna have to have a situation where all of us at Pacific time, maybe after a match where we win, lose or draw, you must have Tadio on here because it'd be good for us to all have a debate.
Definitely, mate. We'll definitely do that. This made me laugh. Sorry, Ken. Arsenal Maniac saying Kenny Ken reminds me of that guy Kimbo Slice.
Bloody hell. I mean, I'll be a millionaire every time someone mentions that on social media.
Listen, mate, he was a great fighter. Great fighter.
Same. Rest in peace, though, innit? Rest in peace to him. No, he's gone, isn't he? Yeah, he's not winning.
Yeah.
I think we're the same age as well.
Who's that?
Kimbo Slice. We're both born
Kimbo
in 1972. Born in 72.
Yeah, bare knuckle fighter, basically.
Yeah, but you think about you know what I mean? You live life at the both burning both sides of the candle. It's not good for your insides and your health.
No.
Anyway, the most important thing is that we've got a big game against Aston Villa, and the thing is my interpretation of the match is is that we're going to war. All right, all the matches are battles, and the war and the price at the end of the season is the Champions League. So we've got to forget about Wolves, take the good things come, and let's go for Villa. And go to Villa, because you can't have a situation where we have another loss in our hands, and then confidence seeps, and we go back to our bad old ways that we seeped into. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is we're hard to beat now, but we've got a situation where we're playing a live team and a very good team who's just lost. Look at him.
Oh shit! Hello, guys. You're right.
Teddy, we haven't got long, mate. We haven't got long, so get straight to it, mate. Get straight to it.
Yeah. Listen, all I was trying to... Can you guys hear me properly?
Yeah. Go on, mate.
Yeah. So all I was saying, earlier on, when I said in the chat to Claude was, in that situation, it's very, very different from every situation that Luiz has messed up. I agree, Luiz could be very rash. He was rash against Salah and against Liverpool. He was rash in the Chelsea game. Those were red card offenses. Those were penalties, no doubt about it, okay? What I have a problem with is comparing those situations with this, because they're totally different entirely. And the reason why I actually compared you, Claude, to Peter Walton was because Peter Walton said something in the halftime when they asked him about that incident, and he said that Luiz has done this over and over again. That is wrong. That is wrong. There are different situations entirely. There is someone that makes a contact first. My opinion and what I saw, the person that made contact was the attacker. That is a penalty. No problem with that. But then
hold on.
A contact against a defender, that's wrong. You can't give a red card for that. That was what I was trying to say.
Right. The trouble is, whatever you say, it's always going to go in a referee. Whether it's how can you say it's in the mind of anyone, right? If someone continues, that will always automatically go in your mind anyway, right? That player has done this and that. But forget all that, right? Forget all that. Even if it's reputation or not reputation, you saying it's an accident, yeah? It's not an accident really, because it's not. It is clumsy, because if he should have let Leno deal with it, not still keep going on. He's on the wrong side of him. He's got no chance of getting to him. Right? He's got no chance. He won't be able to get a tackle in. He's got no chance of getting. So why is he right up on his heel for? What's he doing right up on his heel like that?
So, Claude, this is and I know you guys have to go right now, yeah? This is what I think of that situation. And I'll give you another analogy, right? Just imagine, for the sake of argument, you are a defender, I'm an attacker. Yeah? You were running alongside me for some weird reason, right? And because of the letter of the law, I run into you, I make contact, and I fall down. Right? Now, they're gonna give a penalty because there was contact. Even if I was the one that initiated contact on you, they're gonna give a penalty for that. But is that a red? We've seen it time and time.
It's a red because of the laws of the game.
Let me land. Yeah, let me land. I've seen situations, even this season, right? When what's this guy's name? Abraham, the striker in Chelsea, made the first contact with the defender. His leg was there, and he bought it. He made the contact first. So the question is, why is decisions being made based on the fact that an attacker makes the contact first with the defender and goes down? This is what I have a problem with. I understand what you guys are saying about the law.
Because he's behind him.
But there's
he's behind him, and he knows he's going to make contact with him because he's running behind him. He's right up on his heel. So Luiz knows exactly that the guy's going to make contact with him. That's why he's doing it. So he's gone down. Yeah, he's gone. Listen. At the end of the day, as you said, it's a penalty, yeah?
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Right. Right, we got that part going.
Yeah,
we got that part. Right. Did he make a challenge for the ball?
No,
he did not make a challenge for the ball.
Right,
No.
so it's a red card. It's in the law of the game.
That's where I have a problem. That's why I have a problem. That's why I have a problem. When these laws were written, right, there was room for common sense. Football is not hard and fast. It is not black and white. This is why I keep telling people. It is not hard and fast. It is not black and white. These referees sometimes behave like robots. They behave like robots.
Hold on.
There's room for sense.
Teddy, before you go off on one, right? If that referee does all it doesn't make a decision, oh well, he doesn't mean it. I'll forget the laws of the game. He'll be taken off the fucking next game, mate. He'll be going right. He is going by the laws of the game, whether you think it's common sense or not. Blame whoever made the laws. Blame them. The referee make a decision on the laws of the game.
If that's the case, then shouldn't the referee that done the Southampton game that they've took the red card back? Should that referee now and then, because he's made the wrong decision, he's gone and looked at it himself? He should not be playing in the next game, then, should he? He should not be refereeing.
The referee in that game, the reason that the referee
the
reason it's been changed over. The reason it's been changed over because Martial
I'm not talking about that. Claude, I'm going by what you just said. You said if he made a mistake, then he shouldn't be doing the next game. So the FA have said he's made a mistake. They've looked at it in that Southampton game. So then in the eyes of that, what you just said, that referee shouldn't be refereeing in the next game.
But it doesn't work like that, does it? We know.
No, exactly. The referee's got one law, like you're saying, and then it doesn't matter what they say or do. That's it. We just got to go by it, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, go then talk to the FA about it. Don't go on about
the because you're telling us we're not allowed to. You're saying
listen, guys. I mean, let's just end this by just accepting that situation for me is open to a lot of interpretations, and that's why there's a lot of division right now. There's a big division right now because a lot of people are looking at it from the perspective of it's Luiz. He's done it several times, and sometimes that clouds people's judgment. I'm not saying you, Claude, but that was what I thought earlier on when I wrote what I wrote. Sometimes people think like that. Secondly, right, you have to look at the situation. Who made the contact first? Some people said Luiz made the contact first. I disagree. I felt that player made the contact first, and that's where I have my problems.
But you're not getting it, are you? You're not getting it. None of you are getting it. By him putting his foot next to him, he's going to cause the contact for him to go over. That's what you don't understand.
And Claude, that's why. Claude, that's why I used the analogy, and I asked you this question earlier. If you were standing by yourself as a defender, and I make contact with you, and I go to the floor, what are you going to say about that in that situation? What are you going to say about that?
The guy's running in front, right? The guy's in front of him, yeah? And Luiz has gone right up to him to make sure that guy never hits him, yeah? So he goes over, right? So that's it. It's gone. There's no doubt about it. You've even admitted it's a penalty. You've admitted it now.
I never said it wasn't a penalty. Listen to me, Claude.
Well,
You're not listening.
That's what
I never said it wasn't a penalty. Did you hear me?
Hold on a minute. If it's a penalty, it's a red card because he hasn't the ball.
That's why I disagree.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Dude. You're an educated guy. You're both.
And I'm giving you an educated analysis. This is an educated analysis, Claude. If you cannot, this is an listen. You did not answer my question. I asked you a question.
I'm 16 years old. Yeah, I'm 50. I asked you
a question. Voice of reason. I asked you a question, and right now you're not being reasonable. You are not being reasonable right now because I asked you a simple question. You haven't answered it. I gave you an analogy. You answered that first. You didn't answer the question. I gave you an analogy. You didn't answer it.
I've answered the question. You've admitted it's a penalty, yes?
I never said it wasn't a penalty. You're not even listening to me.
Exactly. So you've admitted it's a penalty, right?
But I never said it wasn't.
Did he make an attempt to win the ball?
No, he didn't.
Right, exactly. Thank you very much.
Claude. Hold up,
You're not listening to me.
Claude,
You're not listening to me.
Claude, hold up, Teddy. Claude, just answer me this then. What does interpretation mean, Claude?
What are you talking about? What interpret? You know what's interpret?
No, I'm asking what the word means. What do you think the word interpretation means? What does it mean to you? Because I know what it means to me. Taddy obviously knows what it means, and that's what we're trying to say.
You tell me what it means to you. What it means to you.
Interpretation means that, like I said to you before, in any walk of life, obviously you've got a rule of book, the book of rules. We know that. We know that. We know that some things are in black and white and it's there. But sometimes, like I said, when you go up against the judge, right, you can have compassion and he'd have common sense and he'd look at the situation, right? That's what we've done. It's all right saying, oh, yes, that's the law. That's it. It's done and dusted, right? If that was the case in everything, why have we got judges? Why have we got VAR? Why have we got referees? Why have we got that? The reason what we're saying is there's an interpretation there. If you look at the situation, like I said, I got 4 people who don't like football, don't watch football, and I got them to look what was happening. And all 4 of them said they would not have sent the player off and they would not give it a penalty because they don't know the rules.
You just summed it up. They don't know the rules of football because they don't watch it. You just said you saw 4 people that don't watch football.
Cool. Are you listening to
Come
me?
on.
Are you listening? Hold up. So when you go and get a parking speeding ticket, the judge ain't there, is he? He's just looking at the rules in the book and the evidence that's in front of him. But he still could let you off. He still could let you off. It's interpretation. That's what I'm saying. All you're doing is going, that's the law, ban, over and done with, let's move on. That's what you're
They
saying.
don't need any interpretation. The thing is, hold on a minute. You both admitted it's a penalty, yes?
Agreed. Yes, we agree with that.
Did Luiz make an attempt?
No, he did not. He did
Right,
not.
thank you very much.
Make
There we
the
go.
attempt.
That's
What's
it.
that got to do with it, Claude? What's that got to do with it?
Claude,
I don't
What
know.
do you want to do it? Because if it was at the other end, you and Taddy would be penalty and red card.
hang on a minute. Terry, hang on a minute. Let me just come in here, yeah? I'm still going to go back to what I asked you earlier, Claude, and I want you to answer because you haven't answered it. And I asked you again. No, I asked you again.
I'm trying to be clever, man.
No, I'm not trying to be clever here. I am giving you a very, very valid analogy, but you don't want to answer it. If you as a defender, right? If you as a defender, you are doing your own running, right? And an attacker runs into you and makes contact. Are you telling me the rule is valid there for a red card? Are you telling me the rule is valid there? That's the question I'm asking. Are you telling me the rule? Are you telling me it's valid to give a red card for that?
Did the attacker actually run into Luiz?
For God's sake, he stretched his leg out into Luiz's knee. Luiz was running. He put his leg in. Do you need specsavers? Do you need my glasses? I can borrow you my glasses. For God's sake, it was so obvious. It was so obvious.
Right, boys,
I've never heard so much crap in my life. I'm sorry, Ted.
Listen, boys.
Daddy, I'm sorry, mate. I've never heard so much in my life.
We need to end it. Look, listen, what we can do is, Kenny, Taddy, if yous are available straight after the game on Saturday, come, you can come straight on and we can have another debate then. It's up to yous. Let me know if you're available and we can have another debate then.
Tell. We won't be debating this because we'll be celebrating a win.
We're not
going to celebrate this, right? Because we're going to war.
If we were to put our chances away, if we'd have put our chances away on Saturday after the good display, we wouldn't even be moaning about it. But because of that, everyone is moaning about it. It's all bullshit. Sorry, mate. We've got to take it. Decisions go against you, and that's it. Take it. But this decision, the referee got it right, and he got it right. And by the way, we should all be having a go at Leno as well. What the hell was he doing? What's he doing? How irresponsible was that?
I'm sorry, but in the context of what we saw, right, it's funny now. When you think about how he done it, it was so funny that you're thinking, how did he think that a referee wouldn't notice it was that?
It was LeBron James, isn't he, or whatever?
Remember Stephen Taylor those years ago? I thought, what are you doing? The minute I saw it, I went, there's no way he got your head to that. or got his knees to that. He's handled that.
But the thing is, it's obviously run past the ball and it was going to go past him, and you could see he tried to claw it back round. But again, the silly part about these rules, right? Silly part about these rules again. Another one: if a player done that on the pitch on the halfway line, he wouldn't be sent off. He won't be sent off.
But Terry, the goalkeeper.
No, Terry. I think I disagree with that. I disagree. That was a deliberate handball. Even if it was in the middle of the pitch by a player, they will give him a red card.
Honestly, Taddy, I was joking. I was just stirring.
All right. So we need to revisit this another time, right? And let's hope we don't have to do this after that, because we've won all our battles.
Well, you better get going because you've got to get your dinner in. It's going to be quick.
Exactly. I've been trying to tell you this, but you won't let me go.
All right. See you later, Tel.
Thanks, Teddy.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Thanks, mate.
All right, bye.
You there, Claude? Oh, he's gone. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you like the videos, then like and share. Me and Diesel will hopefully be back. Well, me, and I'm sure Diesel will be back in about 15-20 minutes for the live watch-along of the Chelsea, Tottenham-Chelsea game. So please come along and watch that, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much.